So today we will look into Patanjali Yoga Sutras in chapter Sadhana Pada about what is called as Kriya Yoga. So Patanjali, I think, is the first saint to coin this word called Kriya Yoga, and he has clearly defined it in his verse. He says, Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranipada Kriya Yoga, which means Kriya Yoga is a term that constitutes three parts. One is tapas, which means intense practice or concentration. And the second factor is swadhyaya, which means self reflection or self study, deep diving into one's own nature to demolish their bad karmas, as it were. And third one is Ishvara Pranipada, which means to immerse oneself into devotion. You can use the help of an external higher being or reflect yourself to attain the state of devotion. So that's a factor that is needed. The word tapas means intense practice. The root word tap in Sanskrit means hot. To overcome one's natural tendencies of body, mind, and emotional aspects. So one has to perform tapas, and if one does not perform, then one will be trapped into the body mind aspect and could not really grow further. So tapas is very important. The second one is the self-study or swadhyaya. Now swadhyaya again can be understood basically by two terms. One is either you adopt a sacred text, go through it and understand your own self, or observe your own nature and try to understand and come away of your conditionings. So that's the purpose of swadhyaya, to purify one's own self. Swadhyaya brings mastery, self-mastery. Patanjali aspired just not only for transcendence but transformation from a lower nature to a higher nature. It is the mind which gives us worries. So one should not be lenient towards the aspect of mind. One has to be very strict. That's the reason why discipline is so important. Have a spiritual diary to record yourself, to record your own observations week after week, and see what are the factors that make you come down. Make a note of them, and then slowly, as you move with time, you will develop a subtle intuition which will provide answers to overcome those obstacles. And that is also a part of self-study or swadhyaya. So this gives so much of solace and inspiration. Now the third aspect, what we called as Ishvara Pranipada, or surrendering to the Lord or devotional aspect, is very important, because without the state of devotion or without the state of compassion, human beings could not transcend from lower state to a higher state. So that acts as a catalyst, and one has to have this catalyst in order for this to work. So that's the reason why the concept of detachment or vairagya was introduced, so that one can have the discipline to consistently follow these instructions and practice in one's own life. So the takeaway is, do intense practice, do your yoga, do meditation, and study the scriptures or study or observe your nature. And the third one is be in devotion, surrender to the Lord, and that's how you purify yourself. And by purifying yourself, you can be of so beneficial to the world.